Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech. The
Number one tech morning show in the world, baby. What's
yes,
good?
yeah, it's good indeed. We in the building today. We in the building today. First of all, thank you guys for rocking with us. Just wanted to make sure that we first of all. Oh, I saw the T hat. Is that Texas Tech? Who's that?
Oh no, this is the
Rangers.
Texas Rangers. Texas
Oh yeah.
Rangers. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
I was trying to
Yeah,
see
went
it.
to went to a game, so you definitely have to, you gotta have the stuff on. so, so yeah. Texas
Yeah.
Rangers, man. Yeah,
No,
man.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Last week we had tech coach Ralph on, and he was basically kind of like saying that he had to keep the Raps going. He had a hat collection behind him and everything. And
Yeah, he got him. He got him on the shelf. He ain't playing.
he is not playing no games at all. So if y'all remember that, go ahead and subscribe to Tech Coach Ralph. Go ahead and get his subs up. He did a great friend of the show, and always appreciate him coming on and doing and sharing what he was doing with us and in his world and just kind of just being there. So we appreciate it,
Facts.
man. Tech Coach Ralph, if you're listening, appreciate you, brother. And everybody
Good.
who was able to join the show. And so, yeah, y'all, this is another episode. It was a long week. We got a lot on the docket, but if you are not, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any sort of questions, burning thoughts, anything come up that you're like, man, I need to join in on this conversation and I need my voice to be heard, go ahead and I'm dropping the link right now. Go ahead and click on the show. And yet we got Tech Coach Ralph in the building. He says, good morning, fellas. Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for stopping by last week and being able to help and share and do all the great stuff that you did. It was well appreciated. Well, listen, we got a lot to cover, but first things first, how was your weekend, Trey?
Bro, the weekend was pretty good. I was spent the first half of it traveling back, like getting back in. Not saying
Mhm.
that it was a long flight. It was just 2.5 hour flight, but all the extra stuff around the flight. Getting
Yeah.
to the airport, getting from the plane to getting your bags, waiting on your bags, forever, and then getting the Uber home, all that kind of stuff. So it was a little bit on that side, but from there, um, man, I just kind of chilled out at my parents' house really quick because that's who had the baby girl. So I went over there just to see her because they wanted to keep it a whole weekend. So I was like, I mean, no arguments there, right? Um, so I just went over there, saw her, and chilled out. And then Sunday, we went to church, and then after church, there was a Dallas Pizza Festival. Um, in Arlington. Well, yeah, Grand Prairie is what it would be considered if you know DFW's layout. So yeah, I went to Dallas Pizza Festival, and yeah, I just had a lot of food, a lot of uh, like entertainment, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I had a good time out there with the family, and yeah, bro, that was it. It was a little bit long, but it was all right.
Yeah, no, I hear that. This weekend was a little chill for us. Unfortunately, we had a sick one. So
Ah,
we kind of chilled a little bit, unfortunately had to go to ER, make sure everything was
oh
good.
no.
Everything was all right at the end of the day. He's better. So it was
That's never fun.
yeah, never fun. But overall, besides that, weekend was all right. Weekend was good. Weekend was good. We got OTTO, the building. Peace and blessings to you as well. So glad that you stopped by the show. And we got a
For
lot of things to
sure.
cover, man. Yeah, man. So glad that you stopped by the show, OTTO. What were we gonna say, brother?
I said for sure. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So let's talk about it because we have some icebreaker topics that we're going to be talking about before we dive into the deeper ones. Man, who was watching the NFL draft? Who expected what happened to happen? Let's just start there.
Bro, I actually I didn't get to watch it because I was like so much was going on while I was out of town. But I hit I hit landing back in the DFW, and all your notifications started popping back up. And it was like 1:51 p.m. Saturday, and it was like Shador still not drafted after the 4th round, and I was like, dang, what's been going on? I had no clue about any of that stuff, bro. So obviously, once I made it in, then I started looking and seeing what was going on, and I saw the uproar from like everybody across the board. Like, yo, this is crazy. There's no way. Like, something's going on. They're conspiring, all this stuff, bro. And yeah, I had no clue what was going on, but that's some wild stuff, man. 5th round, cold as ice. Obviously, something is going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, I Tech Coach Rob says, remember Chappelle's show? 5th. Why would people
Big facts.
conspire against him? I mean, apparently people are saying that they're conspiring against his daddy.
Father, yes.
Dion.
Yeah. If you
That's
wanna,
what
if you,
Word on the
what is
street.
that? You said, so what'd you say?
No, I said word on the street. That's word on the street.
Yeah. It's not him. Because I mean, if you think about him, like, what did he do? He only never had anything come out in the news as far as like, troublemaking at the schools. When he was at Jackson State, hey, he did great. They said, that's because it's it ain't nothing going on over there. He can't handle the bigger spaces. They moved over to Colorado, still handle his business. So yeah, I mean, it's obviously something else. And then you look at his dad, right? His dad called it. I remember, I don't even know what it was on, but he said it. He was like, man, and y'all don't take it what y'all don't like about me out on my son. I remember him saying it. And it seems like it's still kind of happening for sure.
Well, yeah. No, listen. What do you guys think in the comment section? We're going to talk about it real quickly. These are some quick topics before we get into the show. But I already see some comments floating in. He said, Tickle Drop said, drafting him is giving your job away. He's like, listen, I want to be a coach here. I don't want Dion to say I need to coach my son because y'all ain't doing it. Even though he did commit to Colorado and got a bag for it as well.
So that's the thing, right? Like, obviously he was saying that, but come on now, you saw what he did with Colorado. Like, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I believe so. At least not this year.
Right.
At least not this year. OTOTO says, but he has his father in his corner and a whole bunch of other team members. He's going to be fine. Lamar Jackson didn't go 1st round either, and you see what he's doing. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and
Brady
who can? I was just about to say, and who can't ever forget Tom Brady? But ultimately, though, like, it's them trying to send that message and mess up a bag as well. Like, obviously he can make some other stuff on the back end, but like, you messing up the bag for sure. And then trying to send a message. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah. Yep. And then I was laughing a little bit at what Tech Coach Rob said. He said, again, coming for your job. Listen, he ain't going nowhere, but your job is.
Yeah.
That's the main concern. At some point,
maybe.
He's like, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Like, and it might be Dion. Oh, we'll see. Another quick topic before we get into the show, because listen, y'all, this affects a lot of people if you have unfortunately defaulted, and that is in regards to this. The U.S. Department of Education is collecting on defaulted student loans. Man, you sent this to me, man. What are your thoughts on this?
No, it was just an interesting thing to see, like, that they're talking about. Yo, if you used to getting back refunds, hey, if you got these student loans, you might not be getting those back. If they don't start getting some back, they're gonna start garnishing checks like from your job before you get it. Maybe not the whole thing, but some of it. You're gonna be requiring the employer to get a piece of that out of there before you even get the check. So yeah, I just saw it was interesting. I saw a few videos of people talking about it, like, that are, in school right now. And it's like, ultimately what we kind of did was set up a space in society where we're just thinking like we'll get to it, or not everybody, because there are some people who go in with a plan to get it done, and as soon as they get their job, like I'm still slumming it out to get all these paid off. But for a large majority of people, like they don't even probably have the idea of I'm going to pay this back in my mind. Like it's like, oh yeah, at some point. And so to see some of them talking, you could just kind of hear it in the words that they were saying. Like one of the girls was like, um, like I was, I was thinking I was going to pay it back at some point, but like this is ruining my life. Like she's already talking about like this is ruining her life and all this stuff. And I'm like,
wow.
And I think she had like 80 something thousand or something, 90,000, whatever it is. But I'm like, didn't you count out the cost when you were there, or like when you were saying you were gonna go to college or do this stuff? And that answer is probably not.
No.
So yeah. So I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see what goes down.
Yeah. So listen, hide your refund checks, hide your regular checks. They're coming for everybody. I'm playing, but Techo Drop says, "Hey, dirty, baby, I got your money. Don't you worry." It's like a philosopher once said, and he said, "I've heard 200K plus in the fields with no jobs. We know that too well. So listen, y'all, keep an eye out on the check. If it looks a little less than before, you know why." You know why.
I don't know. Or you better, or better yet, you better get ahead of the game and call your whoever's servicing that and try and figure something out. So yeah, just do that even before they even send you the letter, just or whatever, or just start the payments. That's also a thing too. But I don't know. Are they saying the payments are going to be high, like crazy high? I don't even know that side. So I don't know. But all I know is it's coming. So you better just call your people. Call your people.
Get ahead of it. That's why we have this PSA quick topics that we want to hit you with before diving into the show. We have a lot of things to cover. Again, this is AI chip wars. We got that to talk about. We also going to be talking about how you could probably be flying for cheaper due to technology, as well as Apple moving manufacturing to India. That's something that we kind of touched on last week about where it's going to happen, and we're starting to see exactly where. But listen, y'all, if you want to call into the show, feel free to do so. The link is here. I'm going to drop it again as we periodically go, but feel free to call in the show and let us know your thoughts. Catch up. Techo Drop says, "How much do you think a payment on a 200K loan can be?" That's a mortgage.
Probably $1,800 a month. Something crazy. Maybe 2,000. I don't even know. That's it's a mortgage.
It's a whole lot. A whole lot. But let's dive into the first topic here, the AI chip wars. Man, when we thought that NVIDIA had the corner locked, we have a new company, not really a new company, but a company that is trying to make sure that those that are living in the Chinese province and other areas of the world don't have to worry about these tariffs that are tearing up the market. So let's talk about it.
This is fact. Big facts. Huawei. I can't even remember how to say it. You got it, Joseph? Okay, good. So Huawei's technologies, let's go with that. They're preparing to test their most advanced artificial intelligence or AI processor. And basically, it's called the Ascend 910D. And what they're looking to do is just go, flat out, just heads up to compete with the big dog on campus, NVIDIA. And they're with their high-end chips, right? So basically, when you see things happening, like when you see things happen, right? They're already saying, "Hey, NVIDIA, you can't send these chips over here." A lot of the times, if you can be the first one to move fast, or you have the money to, get the stuff out there and get it in place, then normally that's the best way to have success in whatever space that is. And so that's what Huawei is trying to do right now, right? So they're doing this move because U.S. export controls restricted China's access to the NVIDIA's top tier AI chips, like the H100 and the B200 chips. And so What it's doing is just making Chinese firms look for like alternatives over there and create alternatives from there. And so, just to give more context on the U.S. sanctions and why they're needing these like home alternatives, the U.S. they banned the sale of NVIDIA's most advanced AI chips, right? The H100, the B200, and then just recently the H20, and that was they banned those going to China since 2022, before some of the products were even released. So they're not even playing. They're like, you know what? Yeah, that one is not even out yet, but you ain't sending that over there either. And so basically what it did with those restrictions, they created like a vacuum in the Chinese market. And it gave Huawei and some other chip makers as well that are over there the opportunity, like I said, to fill those gaps. And if you are large enough, you can get to speed to market, then you could probably make something shake. And so that's what Huawei is trying to do. The previous Ascend 910C chip, it did reportedly achieve about 60% of the NVIDIA's H100. So, they had some work to do for sure. But nonetheless, we'll see what happens with the 910D. So, this 910D, this is the latest one from Huawei's Ascend series, and it's following the B and the C models. Now, they reached out to multiple Chinese tech companies over there to test and see if this 910D is going to work well. And so they'll be looking to have the initial samples by next month, right? Like literally late next month. So probably around this time period, we'll see what they got going. But they do think that the Ascend 910D is going to surpass the NVIDIA H100 performance-wise. They can say anything, right? Like, I don't know about that. We'll see. Like maybe over time, but they're probably being optimistic, which they should be, I guess. But they're mainly focused in the AI side, right? So that more specifically in the AI model training side, which is going to be critical when you talk about these large scale AI. Like everybody's using AI, so it needs a lot of stuff going on back there. So we'll see what they do. Right now, like I said, still in early development. They're looking to have some of the first ones late next month. But yeah, man, that's what's going on. We'll see. What this is looking to do is strengthen China's AI ecosystem and giving them some homegrown alternatives, y'all, that they don't have to deal with us. Obviously, we're doing the same thing in certain aspects or trying to, but yeah, this is all a part of what's going on right now. And like Joseph mentioned with the tariffs and everything that's going on, they're just trying to, build from the crib. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know why I had an image of a baby literally building their own crib when he said
that. No.
that was like baby's like right in the head, just building that crib. But man, like listen, if you have thoughts, go ahead and click on this. When I was listening to you go through that, I was like, something that we talked about last week and even the week before is that people are always going to find gaps. Like, you just created a brand new market now because of tariffs and also giving them a more of a marketplace Huawei. There we go. Huawei. And it's like really when I heard that and I thought about that, I'm like, man, this is gonna be what's gonna happen. And sure enough, that's what happened. In fact, Wave Nerd said this is connected in a small way to EO AI education K-12. And I believe I heard what you're saying. They basically in China, they're making it mandatory that from K-12, they're teaching how to AI like program, how to build bots, like all that is education that they're experiencing. And please correct me if I'm wrong, Wave Nerd, but that's all things that they're actually rolling out for their education system out there. And so I know this was going to happen in regards to where, in regards to the fact that there are going to be chips out there that if you're gonna restrict things, people are gonna find ways. We saw it with DeepSeek.
Oh yeah.
DeepSeek was like, I'm here.
Unleash the dragon.
feel my presence. But listen, I don't want to delay because we got somebody on the line. We got OTTO in the building. What up, sir?
Peace and blessings, brothers. Peace and
What
blessings.
up,
How you
though?
doing? Good, man. Glad to see you back, Trey. Glad to see you made it back safe home, my
I'm glad
brother.
to be back. I'm glad to be back, man.
I don't know if y'all saw it. If I can find the video, I will send it to you. Huawei's doing some crazy stuff, man. It was I think it was like a CES show I was watching.
Oh
They were
yeah,
talking about some of the new phones that Huawei does. They've got a feature on their phone now. I'll do some more research and like I said, I'll let y'all look at it too, see what you think about it. But it was a video somebody showed where they have like a feature where like a message, like you can do a hand gesture on a message and like clench your fist. It takes the message and then you can transfer it to another phone. Like when you point your hand at the phone and open it up, like it transfers the message. That was
I did
crazy.
see that. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
did see
so
that.
yeah, so if Huawei's doing stuff like that with phones,
And
bro,
cars.
they might be they might be able to do something with these chips, bro. I'm telling you, if they can do that with a phone, bro, it's they got some technology over there, man, with Huawei that I mean, they know what they're doing over there.
Yeah, yeah. No, we're gonna see. We are going to see. It's always interesting though. Sometimes like you can be great in like in a space where you're doing
Right,
something, but then like it don't necessarily transfer
right.
in another space. But I do agree. I did see that. I think I saw MKBHD. He did a review on one of their phones as
Is that
well, and I
it?
was
Might have been who it was. It might have
it's
been
possible.
GHG.
It's possible, but yeah, yeah, they got some stuff for sure.
Yeah,
They
Huawei do.
definitely
They
do.
doing some things, bro. So yeah, I'm with you, bro. It's gonna be interesting to see what they come up with. I'll be interested to see if they can do the chips that way. But like I said, as far as phone wise, their technology with their phones, they do some crazy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of makes me wonder, like if they're doing things like that. Well, I guess I can. Nah, I know why. So I wonder why they don't let them. You know what I'm saying? Bring that stuff over here. I think I know why they don't
Now
let
we
them
know.
bring that stuff over. There's a few other players in the game. It's like, nah,
Oh
you
yeah,
ain't
oh
bringing it
yeah.
over here. You ain't about to
He's not
shut
about
us
to mess
down.
up. Exactly. He's not about to mess up what we got going
Right.
on.
Yeah. And but that technology is actually used in cars too. I saw that
Yeah.
some cars that they have like for entertainment, they don't
Yep.
have a remote control. It's your hand. And you basically just doing gestures to kind of point. It's a little
Hmm.
Tony Starkish, in
Right.
regards to like how
Right.
they have those movements. So you're absolutely right. Let me go to the comment section here. Because Wave Nerd and Tech Coach Ralph are elaborating on this, which I'm glad they did. They said this is connected in a small way to the executive order for AI education K to 12 in the United States. And then Trump actually signed the order on the 23rd, very recently. So that's what Tech Coach Ralph was referring to as well. The White House did sign the executive order to make AI a priority. And talk about the phones. Wave Nerd said the phones are way better and they make the 5G equipment. Tech
So
Coach,
so
yeah, go ahead.
I mean I'm not even gonna cap, man. The one that I saw, like I said, I think it was MKBHD. The one that I saw, um, I had to search. I was like, yo, can I find this? Is Trey about to make a switch? But
Uh,
yeah, then I saw that it was only over there. Like you couldn't even
hmm.
get it over here. But yeah. They got some stuff, man.
What if they start smuggling it in? And it, like, because it gets on the black market sort of situation because
Man,
they're trying to disrupt the tariffs
you know good and well some people got these phones, man.
already.
You can get it. You can make it happen.
Yeah.
I was just checking in on this on these what do you call it? Like you know how these companies like Hermes and all these purse companies and or actually all the high end companies how they were saying like the stuff was made in China and then shipped for like finishing into Italy and all this stuff. So I was just looking at some videos on that. And
Mm-hmm.
trust me, bro. Like it's some people over there bringing stuff back. That's for sure. That's
Wherever the
for
money's at.
sure. Yes.
Yeah.
It may not say Huawei, but it might say my way. But it's here. It's here.
It say my way till it touched down. Then when it
Right.
touched down,
Then all of a sudden it's on Canal Street for a different name and
Right.
a
All
different
right,
price.
man.
Tech Coach Ralph, he actually said, I remember at one point they were banned in the US, not sure if they still are. Same reason TikTok got banned. He said, I literally saw Trey sitting in the driver's seat, sitting next to Joseph, talking to someone standing outside the window. Is Trey going to have to make a switch?
bro. Look, y'all remember that
one.
on that
Get
we
the
was
Wild
talking about Dave Chappelle earlier. Is
Fifth.
Wayne Brady gonna have to? No, I'm playing.
Memory
But
lane.
yeah, man. No, for real, it's crazy.
OTTO, you gonna say something? I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I appreciate y'all, man. But I'm glad you guys always saw it, because yeah, I was gonna definitely do some digging to find that video and send it to you, but it's just like both of you already saw it. So yeah, that was crazy. When I saw that, I was like, what? If
The
I can get
future
a
is
hold of
now.
that,
The future is now.
right?
Ooh, okay. Stock pick is Erickson for the future. That's what Wave Nerd's
Appreciate you,
saying.
Wave Nerd. I'll definitely I'm typing it in right now. I'll be
Right.
on the lookout as soon as we
Yeah,
get off.
but listen, these are the gaps that we're talking about. Like they're like
Yeah,
this disruption leads to intention, right? So when the market gets disrupted this way, when everything's getting disrupted, there's always these gaps. And the thing about gaps that I'm especially because I learned from just being in the tech industry, I think we all learned it. You know, things come in waves, and if you don't ride the wave, or if you don't find out where this wave is coming from, you definitely could miss it. And so that's the same way surfers approach it. Like they see the weather change, surfers are running where they need to get that wave to get that hit. And so listen,
right.
this is one of the things that we're gonna keep talking about because you don't know where the wave is gonna hit. And just saying,
This is facts.
not giving out any stock advice, just saying.
But
Allegedly.
sometimes you can see that wave from a mile away,
Yeah.
or like way out, before it even becomes the wave. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's where it's rumbling up at.
Yeah. And Wave Nerd says that they're the only company that makes 5G equipment. The US government is set to buy all equipment from them. Whew. Listen, I'm gonna leave it at that. If you want to go call on the show like OTTO, Operation Tech
Yeah.
Takeover, here's a link right there for you to check it out. I see Trey working right now, so
My bad. Yeah,
no,
I'm
don't need to apologize. I just see you working, so I'm gonna let you work. But we're gonna get on to the next subject.
Yes, sir.
OTTO,
Yes, sir.
feel free to stick on if you want to, or if you want to pop on for another subject. It's all up to you, brother.
Yep.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Wave Nerd. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, Wave
Yes,
Nerd,
yes,
bringing
indeed.
that info. Bringing the info for real. He says, no Sony, German company. German company. Yeah, so also, so while Trey's working, I'm going to go into the next subject right here. Keep on working, brother. Keep on working, please. And then we got tech. We're going to talk about the Tech Wire right now. The Tech Wire is brought to you by Black Tech Global. If you're not familiar, go to blacktechglobal.com for events. Go for there for your upcoming conferences you want to attend, or even local mixers. There is always something that's happening, and a lot of these events are either free or they're at a minimal cost where you could upskill and get to where you want to go. So with that being said, we have a couple events I'm going to rattle off to you. Stay with us because we're going to jump right into what's happening with Apple moving manufacturing, or I should say having more of their manufacturing being done in India. But stay close. We're going to get into that subject in a moment. But first things first, we have on the 29th to the 30th, so that's tomorrow, we have the Gatherverse, a youth summit that's happening. It's part 2. It's happening virtually for $0 and 0 cents. Then we got April 30th, Baddies in Tech, opportunities in channel sales. So you want to definitely check it out. It's virtual and it's free. And our friend Ty is going to be part of that as well. I believe it's Ayana is going to be part of that event. So you definitely want to do it. Yeah, in fact, Ty is speaking. Ty is definitely speaking. So I'm going to register for that as well after the show because listen, whenever I could hear Ty speak about channel sales and the opportunities there, I want to tune in. We also have on May 1st, Sisters in Sales. They're having an event, a mixer in Manhattan, New York for $0 for that. May 1st, we have Afrotech Meetup in Charlotte, North Carolina. Listen, that has a wait list, so you want to get onto that if you can. May 3rd, we have Network 216, Midtown Tech High, the Mixer in Cleveland, Ohio for, again, $0. Listen, this is free information right here. It costs you your time, but go ahead and check it out. As well as Sisters in Sales are having a motherhood and sales conference a virtual event, I should say, that's $0 on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. And then I'm going to round it off here with Mixer Cloud in Charlotte again for the industry mixer. That is just $20 to be a part of the industry mixer there. So if you're looking to get into the industry, pivot, whatever the case may be, check out Charlotte, North Carolina's event, the Mixer Cloud. You want to be a part of that. And that's today's rundown on the Tech Wire. Again, go to blacktechglobal.com for more. That is blacktechglobal.com for more. And so as the work continues, so this is very important work. I don't want this work to stop.
We're good.
We're going to go into the next section here about Apple moving their manufacturing to India. What is happening there? Is it something that they're ready to plan to do down the line? Possibly so. But I'm going to jump into that topic to give my brother Trey a break here. But Apple is basically accelerating the plan to shift iPhone production for the U.S. market from China to India. Listen, this has ripple effects here. So aiming to manufacture all US bound devices there by the end of 2026. So they say, listen, US too expensive to do it here. China, I know we got beef with the US, but India, this looks like the perfect spot. And so this strategic move is driven by escalating US and China trade tension, like I just mentioned. And again, the key drivers is the tariff mitigation, the geopolitical risk reduction here, and India incentives. So the Indian government under the prime minister has introduced production-linked subsidies and reduced component import taxes, making India an attractive manufacturing hub. Smart, again, finding the gaps, right? And so what the manufacturing shift is happening in regards to scale is that Apple assembled about $22 billion worth of iPhones in India for fiscal year 2025, making a 60% increase. Approximately 20% of the global iPhone output now originates from India. And like we said, it's going to grow even more. So the plan looks to have that the double India's annual iPhone production for over 80 million units by 2026. And will focus on US bound devices. So they have partners that help them with this, whether it's Foxconn and Tata Electronics, who are helping with this in Tamil Nadu. Not saying if I don't know if they're publicly traded companies, I'm just saying their names, so you can do the work right there. But basically, there are little challenges there with higher costs. So manufacturing in India incurs about 5 to 10% higher costs compared to China, but primarily due to import duties and components and things of that nature. There's also supply chain reliance. So critical components are still sourced from China. So because of the fact that, the issues with the US and China, India is that good place where they could kind of still import stuff there. And then while export volume surged to 2,600,000 tons in March 2025, further scaling requires significant infrastructure upgrades. So they're going to have to build it out to make sure that it can truly fit what they need. So this transition marks a pivotal shift in Apple's manufacturing strategy, balancing immediate tariff pressures along with long-term supply chain restructuring. But listen, y'all, what do you think about this particular topic? We want to hear from you, so I'm going to drop that link one more time so that you could jump on and feel free to share your thoughts on this as well. But yeah, that was a lot.
Bro, it's going to be but let's just say if they end up pulling it off, which it seems like it is, like they're obviously not taking their time. It says by the end of 2026, they're aiming to have all of that, have it all, coming from there. And the strategic move, that's pretty quick when you talk about huge moves like that. So we're gonna see a whole lot of that. I'm assuming, like, not just them is what I'm saying. Like they're probably, and let's not forget they got a lot of people. They got a lot of people to get that stuff done.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Where is the amount of population? The highest population is China. Obviously, is probably number one, but India's right. India's what, second in the world in regards to population?
Got to be.
And they're a huge hub for tech, for call center, for data centers, I believe, or they will be growing in that area. And so I think that just makes the most sense. Let me go to the comment section real quickly because I see Joseph, you're registering as a speaker for Batty or Batty. Not this time, not this time. But hey, in the future, I'm an ally. I'm an ally for sure.
Yes.
Go Batties.
Well,
Batty,
it's
Batty.
Zaddy.
They call them Zaddies. I'm not lying. They
Yeah.
call the men that
Yes.
participate
Yes,
Zaddies.
they do.
It's a real
Yes,
thing.
they do.
I'm not making that up. And they said now we got bad blood. Listen, this. Okay, I don't want to get too off topic here, but I'll say this. I just hope that I think that, and I heard this being said from was it Robert? He's a billionaire, a black man who's a billionaire in our space that's
Robert F.
speaking a lot
Smith.
about. I believe it's him, but he was on a Breakfast Club, and he was sharing that if tariffs do really work, it's to really kind of to set things in motion, but to be a permanent solution, that was his concern, and so that's the
Yeah.
same thought I had about this situation, like in regards to, hey, listen, are we going to keep this going? Oh, actually, it wasn't Robert. It was another person. But are we going to keep this going, or are we really going to basically kind of? Oh, John Hope Bryant. There we go. John Hope
Oh
Bryant.
yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to keep this going? And if so, what does that look like? Because if these shifts happen, it's a just expensive thing to move back and forth. You know what I mean? Somebody be like, listen, I'm good over here. I got the population in India. I got the data centers. I got everything I need. So this is again, I'm not giving any advice, obviously, but Trey, I don't mind if you go back to work after this topic as well.
We'll see what they do.
There's a lot of things going on
We'll
here.
see what they do.
That's what Wave Nerds said the same thing. Half their workforce is there anyway on the software side.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
It did make sense.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. The U.S. has a much better relationship with India than China, so it seems like that makes sense as well. Just confirm that. And then also Tech Coach Ralph says a lot of those countries probably secretly excited about the trade war because it opens a lot of opportunities for their citizens. Taiwan is like raising the roof. India's giving high fives. India, I should say. So that's a really good point about that. What were you gonna say, Trey?
No, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, they're getting themselves together. Getting interview ready. Like they ready. Like licking their chops for sure. I agree with that.
And listen, y'all, let me know in the chat because I'm very curious about what other areas can really benefit from this. I'm thinking not just in regards to India and other places, but I'm also thinking about companies like countries in the Caribbean, South America, Central America. Reason being is because we are in the same time zone. And so when it comes to operation costs and things of that nature and getting things done in a certain time, how could it influence jobs, businesses in those areas to grow? There's a lot of land mass available in that space as well. Some places, even near the Amazon, where they have basically unsettled, untouched, uncharted territory, could be great spaces for them to open up things. What I'm saying? Like my mind is starting to open up. I'm thinking about Guyana specifically, where my family's from. They literally have, because they found oil, probably the second most or most right now per capita in the world. They are opening up different things in regards to renewable energy. However, would it now become a place where people are looking at a hub to say, hey, we need data centers here. Hey, we need manufacturing here. And because you have a decent relationship with China, we're going to use you because as soon as you're done with stuff, you can get it to us quicker. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's a lot of different things that can be done. However, again, going back to what you said earlier about India, which is so true, the population and having as many people that can work in the industry in the field is so important as well. Where are people going to start migrating to go get work? Is it going to be outside the U.S. now? There's a lot of things that are coming up that I'm thinking about because of this particular topic. But before I go to the comment section, Trey, I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that.
No, I agree. Like you already know, strategic partnerships and things happen when when if you start getting denied or if stuff starts getting shut down and all that kind of stuff. That's when strategic partnerships tend to pop up and happen. So yeah, I mean, I could see, hey, I still need to work with them. You have a good relationship with them. Let's create some kind of partnership agreement to still get, I can still get my stuff done. At the end of the day, money will talk. And so, somebody's going to be willing to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go to the comment section real quickly because we got a few comments here. Tech Coach Ralph says, I don't know. Before 1910, we had no income tax and only tariffs when we were on the gold standard. Got to do more research. No, I've heard about that before. I heard about no income tax, tariffs, things of that nature. Time will tell. To be honest with you, I wasn't alive to know firsthand how it was before income tax. I don't think any of us were.
No, on the money side, it seemed as though it was a pretty good thing. But the only thing is there's a lot that has changed since then, 1910. But so I'm in the same boat as him. Like I saw the same stuff. But I would need to do more research on how that, like how would it be now that things have changed so much. What does that look like?
No, exactly. And I'm very aware of that as well, that tariffs were the thing back in the day, but I believe it was used slightly differently than how it's being used right now as well. There's a lot of different factors, but I think it's a valid point. Don't get me wrong, Tech Coach Ralph. I definitely think it's a valid point, but again, the factors today are, I think, a little bit different. And so depending on the country, you got to get your infrastructure solid and less corrupt government. That is a big point. I'm not even going to go too deep on it, but
I just seen it.
Listen, when money comes in, people's hands starts money just starts disappearing and being unaccounted for. Mansions start popping up, chauffeurs, new cars. Like,
I mean, and then on the other side, nothing, like buildings breaking down. And now I've been I was just in Mexico, and that's what they were telling me. Like these buildings, they could be way more built up. There could be a whole lot going on, but it's so much corruption. You got to go through 4 random people and paying them off just to get a building done. And any one of them could stop the construction. So nobody does anything. Or, you could get stopped by the police and they'll take some money. Yeah. Hey, for a price, you'll be able to get out of there. But so it's just like, it's a whole lot of corruption that would happen, but it's so ingrained there. Like, it's crazy to I don't know if they'll ever get out of it.
And funny thing about it is that's the norm around the world versus not the norm. We're just used to that not being the case in the United States.
We
have our own corruption. Don't get me wrong, but a police officer is not gonna be like openly like, listen,
$50,
and you could go. Where it's like before you even get to your car, you're like counting the money in other places. I live there, so I know. So counting money, and you'd be like, all right, here you go, sir. And they're like, oh, thank you. You already knew. Go on your way. But before they say it, it's a nice way to like extort you. Wagner says SAS for import and export will be important. Interesting. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Please elaborate and dive deeper into that for those that are listening on the podcast and other sources as well. SAS. Yep. Tech Coach Ralph says, y'all got oil, keep that quiet. It's out there. If you look it up, brother, if you look up Guyana and oil, you will see it's out there. I'm not going to say anything about that deal because not sure if it's the best one for us. But anyway, we went to war over a 2% tax. Over 2% tax. Man. And also, Tech Coach Ralph says, also, if tariffs are that bad, why do they tariff U.S. when we tariff them? The world is coming to an end. Oh no, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think that there is definitely there's nuances to it. I mean, we're obviously going to feel it more than ever, and I think that's what the conversation that Mr. John O'Brien was having was: listen, they're going to tariff the companies. The U.S. companies are going to they're going to tariff, quote unquote, the country. So basically going to put it on the U.S. companies who will put on the U.S. citizens. And the haves and have-nots, those are going to be where people feel it the most in regards to different, for lack of a better word, classes or economic standing. And so that's what he was saying, that would really impact in that area. And so it was a decent conversation.
Yeah, that's I'll check it out. But yeah, that's kind of how it is, right? Like,
Yeah.
You get used to a certain thing for a long time, and so then when change comes, it's like it's sending shockwaves. But it's like, technically, yeah, y'all have been getting a great deal all these years. All this stuff is going on. Like, I see what he's saying. You know, now all of a sudden stuff is changing, and y'all like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But technically, you've been getting a great deal. We haven't been doing nothing on your side. You've been doing a whole lot on your side. And now they're trying to change it up, and you are, having a problem with, or it's causing a big commotion. So, I mean, I don't know why, but I could just say, they're so used to things that being this way for so long that it's now all of a sudden it seems unfair. So
yeah. And then taxes are used as theft as for years now. Listen, that is a conversation we could have, because I feel as we always hear it. The main conversations that are coming up now is the wealthy leveraging their stocks and basically borrowing against that, and never saying I'll pay that loan back, and so they never really have to worry about, at least at this point, their financial situation, like recently what Elon Musk did, and leveraging that. And so there's loopholes and taxes that are meant for those who really can't take advantage of it. And so I can't really disagree with this statement.
Yeah.
So but I'm going to say that for now, because there's a lot more that could be said about that. And then Techo Trout says my dad has to wait 6 months, and pay 3 times the amount to get a container out of customs in Haiti. Sometimes that's true. I mean, well, here's the thing. Now we're feeling that effect in the U.S. There's some people that are just leaving their containers. They arrive and they see that price tag. They're like, listen, just keep it here. I'm not paying that. And
shoot, some of them can't pay it, bro. Like, exactly. Not even that I'm not paying it. That joint went up like, hey, this was $150,000 over, like, before it left, and then over the water it turned into $1 million plus. And it's like, we can't pay that. Yeah. So it's just gonna be sitting there.
Which is another question I have. Like, what's gonna happen to that sort of like?
Exactly.
Ooh, if you are logistics and shipping,
are you gonna be able to just go over there and buy the stuff straight off the container? Yeah, give me that bag right there. I want that one. And did you just buy it straight off the container boat?
The new liquidation. I mean, there has to be, again, there's another gap right there. There has to be something else going on. Listen, this is quite the conversation. There's quite a lot of different things going on. But listen, like I said earlier, feel free to call into the show if there's any topics that you want to talk to. The link is dropped, so go ahead and do that if you want to share your thoughts as well. But we're gonna keep it moving because there's a lot of good things that we could definitely cover about all these different topics. But I want to actually move on to something that I think is very interesting, especially if you do travel, like our brother Trey did, going down under. Not that under. He was in Australia, but a little bit south from where he is now. Airlines are getting cheaper, but they're using technology to help them to become more affordable. And here's how. So I'm gonna let Trey talk about that.
Yes, indeed. Real quick, y'all. So basically, overview, airlines, they're getting pretty smart. They're starting to use some new technology, like, they should have been doing. But basically, it's going to be helping them save money on the gas, time, and staff. And I mean, I'm seeing a little stuff. Like, even myself, I was wondering, how do we get here way faster than we were supposed to? I didn't ask no questions. I was just happy to get there and land good, right? But I think they're already starting to do some stuff. I don't know. But anyways, what those savings are going to end up doing over time is hopefully make those flights cheaper, and we'll be able to have better experiences while we're on these flights, like I'm about to explain right now. So one, way faster and cheaper Wi-Fi. So right now, you can pay for Wi-Fi on certain flights. I flew American, and every time I fly, there's free movies and stuff like that. But United Airlines, they're going to be adding SpaceX Starlink internet to their planes. So what does that mean? It means you'll be able to stream movies on their planes, but also you'll be able to make those, FaceTime calls in the sky. So people checking up on you, or maybe you're super nervous when you fly. So it'd be good to have somebody that face on the screen. Then boom, you'll be able to do that the whole flight. So that's also fire. AI helping flight crews. So Japan Airlines, they're using an AI app to write flight reports faster. And so these reports, they used to take like an hour, and now they take about 20 minutes. Definitely helps. But what that means is the crews can actually spend more time helping passengers. Nah, I'm playing. They're going to be sitting down. They're going to be sitting down, acting like they helping, ain't doing nothing, reading books, eating food. But anyways, and less time on paperwork. So it sounds good, in theory, but they're going to still be sitting down because people are used to it. Number 3, saving gas with smart software. So the Royal Jordanian Airlines uses GE aerospace tools to track flights and save money on gas. So even these like tiny improvements in gas, in gas save airlines millions of dollars. Like, it costs a whole lot of money to fill up a plane. And so, even the smallest little tweaks can save some money. And obviously what they're saying is, hey, we're going to pass those savings along to the customer. So if we pay lower gas costs, then we can offer lower ticket prices. Now, next one, smarter airports. So Air India, their tracks wheelchairs in real time so that they can help these passengers faster. So they also use robot cleaners as well to wash the planes faster and better. So all this stuff they're looking to just, it just means less gas and they can take off sooner on that side. And then number 5 here, old systems. Y'all already know the U.S. government notorious for using, old systems. I'm talking about computers that's this big, green screens, all this. Yeah.
Big back computers.
Yeah. What are y'all doing? They're so slow on moving the needle. But the U.S. government, FAA, they're upgrading their flight info system. So it's going to help pilots avoid these delays and fly a little bit more safely, more quickly as well. So anyways, fewer delays. That's good on our side. Because even myself, y'all saw last week. Actually, I think it was after we got off. I did have a delay. I had a delay. And we had to switch flights or switch planes. So I was like, hey, get it right. Because too much stuff going on. You get it right. Last but not least, new, cleaner planes. So they're going to have electric and hybrid planes that they're being tested right now. So United Airlines and EasyJet, they're planning electric flights for short trips because y'all know it was coming. I'm like, now how y'all going to keep this thing in the air? But okay, short trips, they're testing these electric flights. Electric planes, they're going to cost less to run because electricity is cheaper than jet fuel. So in a few years, y'all, we might see the fully electric joint from who you already know he going to jump into that. He going to jump into that. And you might not even know. Like we'll be able to see. But obviously, all of this so that we can have cheaper tickets. And be able to visit our people a lot easier, a lot faster. So anyways, that's what we're looking forward to in the coming years or very soon, or they're already testing out right now as well. So yeah, basically everybody is moving to this like AI, using what they have available to get these things done. And so we'll see what that does. We'll see what that does.
Yeah, no, I want to go to the comment section real quickly before I say anything. We have 2 comments in there. Take
Yeah,
out
yeah.
my attendance. Ask Trey, who hurt you? When you bored.
Bro. No, I am. Listen, is one thing about it, whether I'm in a restaurant, if I have to deal with people, I am one of the nicest guys you ever see. I don't need you doing nothing to me, or I want you to be like, you know what? No, we're gonna save him because he actually spoke. He actually was nice to me. So no, when I get on the plane, hey, how y'all doing? I need to know. so no,
You gotta test the air, see how who you working with.
hey man, how y'all doing today? Awesome, good. I like that scarf you got on. That's amazing right there. I love that. I need I need you to be okay with me. I need you to be okay with me.
Listen, whoever's handing out the food, it's
All that.
always a good idea. Always a good idea. Oh man, Wavener had a great point, and I think we're going to bring it back anyway. But this is a good point. He said, "Great platform and show. Are you going to do any on app building platforms like Lovable? Building AI apps is an opportunity for Blacks to become wealthy. Young Black people create the new tech." And we actually do have AI tool of the week. That's a segment that we have not done in a little bit, couple weeks maybe.
Yeah,
But we're
yeah.
definitely
It's been
bringing
a
that
couple
back.
weeks. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. But just because it's been a couple weeks does not mean I haven't been testing some stuff out, y'all. So
That's right.
yes, Lovable, great. Also, who is that? Google just released Firebase Studio as well, front end and back end. So yeah, it's a lot of changes going on. If like he said, if this is something, somebody mentioned something earlier, I can't even remember, but in my mind, I was like, yeah, that's something that probably. They were saying that they needed a SaaS for exports and imports.
Yeah, that was him. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that was okay. So that was Wavener. So yeah, that's something that if you're really serious about these things, yeah, boom, you can try and build something that can get out there, right? A first version, and then from there, like really get that thing built out, and then start getting it over to people. But ultimately, yeah, right now it is getting a lot easier. For me, from what I'm seeing, some of the stuff is not all the way there. Like you're gonna need to know what you're doing a little bit. Now you can screenshot your way through and get it built out. But probably I would say the people who really have a really advantage right now is if you already know how to build the back end or finish a product, because then you can just go to people who are using Lovable, who are using Firebase Studio, or any of the others that are blanking on right now, and they have all these projects that they just haven't finished yet or they can't finish, and then you can jump in and finish them for them. Like that's definitely a thing. But yeah, I totally agree with him. Like if you are trying to get this stuff out here, or you have something in your mind, there are ways to get it out there and testing right now. So for sure, do it.
Yeah, and he said I built 2 full stack web apps on Lovable, but I understand AI and software. Yeah, no, that's great. It just
Yeah,
shows that, like, as a person that has the knowledge like you do, I see what you're saying. How Lovable can, for somebody that does not have the experience that you have, can be an easier way to just build something.
yeah.
Again, you built 2 full stack web apps. That's pretty dope.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. An easy one that I saw actually while I was out of town. There are people who, if y'all are familiar with Upwork, right? If familiar with Upwork and the platforms like it, there are people who are looking for things to get done or projects that they are looking to get done. And how people are getting these jobs now, they're building out a V1 of whatever they're looking to do and sending it over to them so that they can test it out, and then getting that deal and then finishing it. So it's a whole lot of stuff out here for sure.
Yeah. And then he said also would be for the masses of black who think it it's too hard and just need an introduction. Most people want to get in tech, but they don't know how. And this is a great way to do that. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be definitely do it. I would love to have you on the show, Wave Nerd, if you're
Yeah,
open to
hop
even
in.
demoing your work, like showing what you did. We'll put it on the screen and everything, and we'll definitely display that because if it's information we can share with others, we definitely want to do that. Also, I'm going to go to this comment from OTTO to round up the show here. But he says, hopefully he don't make it like this submarine out of PVC pipe and duct tape when it comes to that electric plane.
Oh man, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't have that.
We can't have that at all. Not
Nah.
at all. But I think the fact that he got the rocket up, after so many iterations of it, gave him a leg up on this part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
even though it's a little bit different, obviously, to be electric and a few other things, but still, between that and Tesla's technology, SpaceX and Tesla's technology, he might have something right there called Tesla X. It's just flying people in Tesla planes. Yeah, man.
This is fact.
And yeah, Wade University can do it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So that if I
Yeah.
connect with us, in fact, let's drop down LinkedIn's. I think one of them might be in the chat already. If you have not, but feel free to connect with us via LinkedIn, and let's get that conversation rolling. In fact, here's my link. So definitely reach out, connect, say, hey, it's Wave Nerd, and we'll get that going. But yes, we appreciate you all. I'm gonna say Brown Box special for next week, and it's a little fun one, but definitely saving that for next week. But thank you all for rocking with us on the show. We definitely appreciate you, and we always want to say thank you because we don't take it for granted. Wave Nerd, OTTO, and Tech Coach Ralph, those that chimed in the comment section. Thank you, those who were able to watch on Instagram as well. We appreciate you for locking in with us, man. It's been good. And for those who are quiet, no worries. But we would love for you to participate, share what you're watching in from. And even if you can't because you're driving or you're doing something, just come back, like the show, put a comment in the comment section to let us know your appreciation because we just want to be able to hear that feedback. And if you listen to something like, hey, I want you guys to talk about X, Y, and Z, OTTO does it all the time. He sends his videos, and if we get a chance to, we'll talk about it. So please go ahead and let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Subscribe, and yeah, man. Before we go, any closing thoughts, Trey?
No, man. Just to the Ninja watchers, all you Ninja watchers, if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't know what a Ninja watcher is, that means you're watching, but you ain't clicking no buttons. Yeah, you're in silence. So that at least the button you can click is subscribe. So click the subscribe button. Stop being a Ninja watcher. Outside of that, I appreciate y'all for watching though, for real.
Not to be confused with what other people call ninja, but
oh no. You're a stealth watcher. You ain't clicking no buttons. You ain't doing no you just stealth watching. Yeah, no, not to be confused with anything else.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with us on another episode of Talk That Tech, the
#1 tech morning show in the world. We'll see y'all in the next one, baby.
Yes, peace and elbow grease. Appreciate y'all.